Hey, fifth grade, I'm so excited for our lesson today. Today we're going to be doing some character analysis, some deep diving into those characters from Night of the Spadefoot Toad in our chapter 1 reading so that we can understand and recognize ways that we can develop our own characters in our narrative fiction writing. So, fifth graders, I can use evidence from that literature to demonstrate understanding of grade level text. So we're going to be pulling out evidence from chapter 1 to show that we understand how the author developed those characters and what kind of character traits those characters have. Next, I can develop my characters in my fictional narrative using descriptions in my writing. So we will be analyzing those descriptions and using character trait mapping. We'll be using some tools so that we can show our readers the descriptions of our characters. Let's start with analyzing Ryan from chapter 1. So everyone has these character quadrants, and I'm going to show you how to fill it out with Ryan, and then we'll do one together. So Ryan Brisson, he is Ben's classmate, and Ben is the new kid at school. So we know that. We've done our summaries on chapter 1 with our partners yesterday. All right, so the first quadrant tells us the author tells us. So this is actual evidence from the text that we are pulling about Ryan. Let me read you that paragraph. Ryan's a skinny little kid who wears glasses. One of the lenses is covered over with a patch, and the other lens magnifies his good eye. Wow, he is really describing kind of what Ryan looks like right now, and it helps give us a good visualization of that character. He's always peering at people out of that one big eye. He's the most hyper kid that Ben has ever met. It's like his mother gives him a pound of sugar right before he leaves for school every day. He drives Ben crazy. He drives the other kids crazy. He even drives the teachers crazy. So we have a pretty good idea of what kind of character Ryan is just based on these few sentences. Sometimes when we're analyzing those characters, we might have to do some inferring. Making those inferences means using those clues that are available, that information that the author gives us to determine something or to figure something out for ourselves. So it might be a conclusion about a character, or it might be an opinion that we form ourselves about that character. So lots of inferring happening about our characters in chapter 1 because we don't have that much information about them yet. We can infer that he's annoying, maybe. He is a loud kid, and that maybe he's a bit impulsive. He's not really thinking about his actions. Okay. Some feelings and emotions that this character might have. He's obviously very excited, especially when Ben takes the mouse out of the cage. He's curious about that mouse that Ben has, and he's impulsive once again. He is reaching for that mouse. He takes it away from him. It causes a bunch of problems. So that is our character, Ryan. This whole quadrant is going to be about Ben. The first thing we want to look at is what the author tells us about Ben. On page 2, it says Ben knows something about mice, but not as pets. He knows about mice as food for diamondback rattlesnakes. He sees rattlesnakes eat mice lots of times. All right, so we've added some more information about Ben as a class, as a group. We are working together, and this is what we found. It says Ben wishes he had a real friend. Ben loved that museum. He already knows what the word means, okay? So this kind of tells me more about Ben. It tells me that he's smart, he's curious, he's knowledgeable. It also tells me that he's lonely. Some of the actions he does in chapter 1 is he undoes the latch. He's very curious. He wants to see the mice. Ben is holding the mouse close to his face. He is not scared of animals. What others might say about him is that he's quiet, he's shy, and he's curious. I had to infer these based on the fact that maybe he is lonely. He doesn't have a lot of friends. That tells me that he is probably not very talkative with the other kids in his class, and that he's had some trouble making friends. So maybe he just keeps to himself a lot. Another thing we can do to help us with this is use our character trait map. It gives us lots of ideas right here for a lot of those character traits. So I want you to use this to do your last character quadrant on Mrs. Tibbetts. Our next step is to look at where we're at in our writing process. So our writing process is going to consist of pre-writing, which means we're gathering those ideas, we're brainstorming. Next we'll move to our draft. We'll revise our draft. We'll go back to pre-writing if we need to get more ideas. We'll edit and then we'll publish. Publish might look like posting it on a sharing app for our families, or even just putting it on the wall for other students to see. But in between each of those stages, we will be sharing with our peers and getting some constructive feedback. So right now we're in our pre-writing stage. We're just looking at that chunk in our narrative writing today of our characters. So as a class, we have been working hard on our outlines. We have our characters ready. We have the setting, the conflict or problem, and then we have some beginning, middle, and end events along the way. So today we're just focusing on this one chunk, the characters of our story. So my story has Maya, Steve, and Luna. Let's start with Maya. And so I'm going to put her name right here. I'm going to choose 3 character traits. I can choose from this list, or maybe I have another idea of what I want to use. On this list, Maya is going to be our adventurous, energetic, and intelligent character. Okay, so she's going to be really like the main character of the story, leading her group of friends. Okay, and when I write adventurous here, then in the next box over, I need to show how that character trait is revealed in the story. All right, so let's go over my character trait map for Maya. She is an adventurous character, and she encourages her friends to follow the mysterious map they find in the woods nearby. Okay, and she's also an energetic character. She runs ahead of her friends, and that is how the conflict arises. She loses them because she is more energetic. She wants to run. She's rushing ahead to follow the map, and that is where our conflict arises. She's also intelligent, so she's able to solve this problem by being separated from her friends by following some clues. So it shows that she's able to be a problem solver and use her intelligence in the story. Once we have our character trait map filled out, now I'm ready to do a descriptive paragraph about my character, Maya. I want to describe that she's an adventurous, energetic, and intelligent character. Here's what I have. Maya loves reading about nature and feels most at home where she can move freely outside. She sometimes gets in trouble at school for being too wiggly, but science class is worth the struggle. Maya isn't afraid to try new things and doesn't mind exploring the woods near her house at night. So what I did here was I tried not to just tell my readers that she was adventurous, energetic, and intelligent, but I wanted to show them in some natural ways how she's adventurous, energetic, and intelligent. That she is wiggly at school and that she likes to move outside. She's a more energetic person. Showing my readers that she loves to read about nature, she loves science class, that can help my reader infer that she's probably an intelligent kid, and that she doesn't mind exploring the woods near her house at night. That kind of sets the stage a little bit for my setting as well, but it also helps my readers infer that she is an adventurous character. So now we're going to break into our groups, and I'll help you do your character trait maps in one group at a time. You can also work with your partners and share those ideas along the way. I'm so excited, and let's get started.